Hello again, everybody. Yeah, today at Heathrow, which I looked on Google Maps, I did a distance thing, is 17.3 miles from where I live, set a new UK record of 40.2 C. Um, and so before anyone asks, I don't really know what I'm doing in this sort of heat with my ants. This is new territory for me. We've never had heat like this in the UK. Um, but what has been happening with my ants, I've been trying to keep them as cool as I can, but I've had some very strange behaviour over the last couple of days. And so I just thought I'd make this video to show you some of the stuff that's been going on. So I've set them up like I set them up last time, the video I did before. They've got a big chunk of cucumber in there, which I'll talk about in a second because the cucumber has been amazing. There's a piece of melon at the back as well. And then here, just outside the hole that they come in and out of to get into the outworld, I've put that little tiny water feeder there. It's just an extra source of water, but the thing is that they have to walk past it. You can see that trail that they've cleared from the sand, where they constantly walk back and forth just there, and by putting it where I have it forces them to walk past it, and you might just see the odd one pops in when they go past, and they just seem to stock up with water on their way in and out. So I think that has helped a lot. They've got the water test tube in the outworld, which was there last time as well, and they found that, and they're very active on that. Like I said, yeah, the cucumber, which has been the focus of massive attention. I'm going to go through everything that's happened on the cucumber in a second. And then in the small outworld, there's a piece of apple, which I cut a groove down the middle, just so, you know, that runs down and they can get access more to the middle. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I've put in their outworld for them to be eating or looking at. And I've tried, we've got some of these sort of air conditioning units that aren't actual inbuilt air conditioners, and I've managed to keep the temperature. It hasn't gone above 33 for them. But even so, this is the nest. The nest is basically half emptied. There's hardly any left in the nest. And I think that my advice to overwater nests is probably wrong. I think this is too humid for them. But you can see the colour difference in the gypsum there. There are dry areas in there. It's not all wet gypsum, but I still think it's the hot air's taken too much moisture into it, and that's why they've moved out. So just as per last time, they've moved underneath the water tower, and of goodness knows what's under there. And then, like I said, the cucumber. Wow. So they started off living underneath the cucumber, and they brought pupa underneath the cucumber. I've seen callow workers closing, so there are actual callows out here in the outworld underneath the cucumber. And this little clip that you're watching at the moment has a very amusing end as they decide that one of them's too exposed and drag her underneath the cucumber, get under cover. But yeah, they've also later on, I mean, this is another shot now looking down under the cucumber. You can see the activity. There's hundreds of them out here on the cucumber, probably at least a couple of hundred. And I think all of their pupa is out here. I tried to get really in. You can see it all underneath the cucumber and in the bottle top. But that was this morning or last night that they were doing this. It got even worse today as the temperature went up. Because today they've started to bring out eggs, and they've moved the pupa onto the top of the cucumber. So yeah, here you can see there are eggs that they've brought out the egg pile. I think it's because if the eggs are too humid, they're more likely to develop like bacterial growth or fungus growth on them, because the ants are constantly cleaning the eggs as well as making sure they stay moist. So I think the nest, like I said, has become too humid, and that's why the larvae are still in the nest, but that's why I think the eggs have come out and they've brought them out to the cucumber. And then finally, like I said, yeah, they've gone absolutely mad, and there's now pupa everywhere. By this evening, the top of the cucumber has got a layer of pupa on it. I'm just going to have to let this cucumber dry out before and hope they move everything back off it. But fingers crossed, it looks like the temperature's going to drop down to a more normal level from tomorrow. So hopefully I'm through the worst of it. But yeah, and I haven't seen any deaths yet. I tried to look up scientific papers and stuff to try and see what temperature would kill Lasius niger, and I couldn't find any. I found a discussion about another Lasius species, which might be a bit similar, and it was suggesting that 41 degrees is the temperature at which they die, but that 4 degrees before that, so from 37 degrees, they start to lose control, and that's when they'll start falling over and lying on their backs and things like that, and that can be damaging them at that heat before they actually die at 41. But I expect if they're at 37 for too long, they'll probably die. And this was, like I said, not Lasius niger, so should be taken with a big pinch of salt because it was a different Lasius species. Like I said, with my air conditioner, I've managed to hold mine to 33 max over the last 2 days, and I hope that I've survived this heat wave. Anyway, everybody, best of luck with whatever you had to go through over the past few days, and I hope your ants are all right. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.